Jim Harbaugh, who is he exactly? He's a guy who always wins. Go back to about 2008, 2009 when he was at Stanford with Andrew Luck. He brought Stanford their first 12-win season in the school's history. They were a top 5 team for the first time in 70 years. But after Stanford, he went to the NFL. See, there he brought the San Francisco 49ers back to the Super Bowl. Alex Smith was a bust. He was a bust, and he became a 13-win quarterback. The Niners hadn't been to the Super Bowl in 18 years prior to Jim Harbaugh's arrival onto the scene. But even after Alex Smith was Colin Kaepernick, where once again he dominated, but then move on to college so he could right his wrongs of his past. Michigan, they couldn't win nothing. And J.J. McCarthy, he turns him into a national champion. Andrew Luck, winner. Alex Smith, winner. Colin Kaepernick, winner. J.J. McCarthy, winner. So this brings us to Justin Herbert, Chargers quarterback. As talented as he is, he don't win no games, fam. 30-33 as a starter. So now you have this unstoppable force in Jim Harbaugh, and you have an immovable object in Justin Herbert's winning percentage. Can Harbaugh rescue the man Herbert? That's the question you have to ask yourself on this phenomenal sports day. Heading to the desk. James Jones, how we living, big dog?
Man, we living good. What's going down?
It's all good. It's all good. Joy Taylor, how are we?
Feeling great.
Feeling great. We're all that pre-show energy. Pre-show revival.
You be making it all moody in here with the lights. You know, with the lights down.
Singing one night.
Some of us are older, okay? We can
get serious on us right there. The spotlight is on.
We gotta set the tone. This is a very serious hire. You know what I mean? Harbaugh's back.
No mood change.
I don't know about that. I'm ready to roll. I'm ready for work. They laughing, playing.
2-5, let's get to work then. We all know that Jim Harbaugh was brought in to save the day. Is Justin Herbert officially out of excuses? Because this hiring right here is huge, big dog.
My shoulders is up.
Hey, real quick before we start, how's my posture?
It looks great.
All right.
Looks great.
One of the bosses said, Shady, you're doing a good job, but you got to get your posture together.
Okay.
I'm going to say yes. This should be a layup. There you go, James. There you go. This should be a layup. This should be an easy one. Yes, no more excuses. Herbert is that type of talent where it's like generational.
Yes, sir.
Find a guy that got that type of height, that type of pass, type of arm, right? Type of smarts, and he's mobile enough, and he got good hair. So I just think that right now, from Jim Harbaugh, all he does is win.
Yeah.
You talk to all them quarterbacks up there, he's way better than them dudes. Mm-hmm. I watched him take a guy like Kaepernick and made him a household name.
Yes, sir.
Even before the kneeling and all that, like, it was a point in time where, like, Kaepernick was talked about a little bit as a quarterback, right? And then you know what type of talent he had. So you look at a guy like Herbert, he should do a lot of big things with him. The only thing I got to say, though, is at the end of the day, man, the Chiefs are in that division.
True.
Patrick Mahomes is in that division. Andy Reid is in that division. And one thing I know about Andy Reid, man, he loves to, even though he comes off as a good guy and all that, he's a competitor.
Yeah.
He would love to give Jim Harbaugh a nice little present. Welcome to this division. But a lot of L's. That's the truth.
Right, we'll get into that, because that's a very good point. We will get into that.
Damn, welcome.
Where do you stand on this? Is Herbert finally out of excuses?
Yes. Look, he's kind of at I don't want to say a rough go, because he's being paid a lot of money. So he's being compensated for his troubles.
Yeah.
But this is his 4th coach, if you count the interim. Like, he's gone through some coaches with the Chargers. The Chargers have a lot of talent there. They haven't been able to put it together. You guys know how hard it is to bring in a new coach, particularly if you're at the quarterback position, to get into a new system, and there's all these adjustments, and you got to learn new languages. And there's already the pressure of him being somebody that we consider a high-level talent. So, yes, he's out of excuses, but is it excuses or is it reasons? Like, we want him to be better and further along than he is, but I think if we just zoom out a little bit, some of the blame has been on him. The ball was in his hands in some big moments, and he wasn't able to get it done, for sure. He didn't win that playoff game. That, I feel like, is on him. You know, you get paid this money, you're this talent, and the big moments you're supposed to win. But overall, organizationally, I can't put it on him, because I've watched this organization do this with a lot of different quarterbacks for a very long time, and a lot of different coaches and a lot of different systems, and they kind of perennially disappoint. So I do think this is a great situation for Justin Herbert. I do think that the excuses are off the table because of the level of coaching that we know that Harbaugh brings to the table, and the level of culture. Like, he's not just somebody that comes in and fixes a particular player. He really creates an identity for a team. So I think this is a great situation for Justin Herbert.
Yeah, Shady said it. This ain't even close, man. This is not even.
It's a layup.
The excuses it's a layup. Finger roll, however you want. It's a layup. You talking about Colin Kaepernick, right? He don't got the talent Justin Herbert has. We talking Alex Smith. He don't got the type of talent Justin Herbert has. We talking Andrew Luck. He got talent, but you still might say he don't got the type of talent that Justin Herbert has.
Get easy.
Yeah, he wins a little bit more, but we talking strictly talent right here. We talking talent right here. My kids play Madden. When I go down there and they creating players, I'm like, that look like Justin Herbert. 6'6", big arm, can move a little bit, ball placement wherever you want to put it at. Like, he's a creative player that no coach has got the best out of yet. When you look at Colin Kaepernick under Harbaugh, he's 25-14. Without him, 3-16. Right? Everywhere he's been, Harbaugh has won, and won at a high level. He took Colin Kaepernick to the Super Bowl.
Yes, sir.
He took Alex Smith to the NFC Championship.
True.
Like, everywhere he goes, he wins. He just came from a national championship.
He won it.
So right now, we can sit here and say Brandon Staley was the coach, and a lot of this stuff goes on the coach. If this don't work out, it's going to be conversations to where maybe Herbert ain't the guy. Nope. Even though Herbert is that talented and we see all these special throws and most yards in 4 years as a quarterback, throwing, passing yards, we are going to start saying, is he the guy that can win a Super Bowl or help a franchise win a Super Bowl if Harbaugh cannot get the best out of him? All the pressure's on him. This is easy.
It's interesting. I don't know that we'll still ask, is he the guy? I think once and for all, people will know he's not the guy. Because I've been saying for 4 years now that I don't believe that Herbert is, in fact, the guy that everybody makes him out to be. Herbert's out of excuses. Herbert, to me, this year is Lamar Jackson last year. Lamar Jackson got the paper he wanted. Herbert got the paper he wanted. Lamar Jackson got a new offensive coordinator, a new coach offensively. Herbert got a new coach, particularly systematically from top to bottom. Lamar Jackson wanted more weapons. Herbert has been given weapons year after year after year. Herbert's out of excuses. I can't find not one. Now, as we transition to who's under more pressure, is it Harbaugh? Is it Herbert? To me, it's got to be Herbert.
Oh, yeah.
Got to be Herbert. And here's why. Harbaugh doesn't stop until he gets the job done. Harbaugh is my favorite type of human being. I'm either going to die or I'm going to finish the job. There's no in between. At Stanford, he finished the job. 12 wins at Stanford, never been done before. He goes to Michigan. Michigan could not beat Ohio State, lost to them 5 consecutive times. He beat Ohio State, and he's just like, nah, I want to finish the job. He wins a natty. He's with the Niners. The Niners were a lowly franchise at the time, takes them to the Super Bowl. But he's like, you know what? I'm coming back to the NFL to finish the job. Harbaugh doesn't stop until he finishes the job. And Justin Herbert hasn't even started the job as it pertains to winning games. So I love Harbaugh because he always works until he gets the job done, and all the pressure for my money is on Justin Herbert because Harbaugh's not a loser. Herbert, at this point in time, he is.
Ooh. That's pretty good. Yeah. I'm going the opposite way. Now, they didn't release the money yet, did they?
No, sir.
We don't know what he getting paid. But one thing we do know, it's a lot of money. They gonna pay this man.
Have to.
Right? If you look at his track record, all he does is win. You talked about Stanford. Yeah. I'm not going to Stanford, but some way he got talent there and they won. Yeah. He goes to Michigan. Not only does he win and turns that franchise around, right? He wins a championship. And in the NFL, one of my best friends is Frank Gore. We always talk about, the Niners and back and forth. And it was a time where they weren't that good.
At all.
Right?
Yeah.
What did he do? He got them good again, right? Got them talking about championships, Super Bowls, all these type of things. So it's got to be the pressure on him. They went to go find him. Can we find a coach to coach our superstar quarterback? Yeah. Can we find a coach to coach our quarterback that has so much talent, generational talent, a lot of money? Can we find it? And they found a guy. So you talk about pressure, it has to be him. One thing he's done I love about him is he's an ex-quarterback, right? But he always goes to the defense first. Yeah. He builds that defense up, and then he goes to the quarterbacks. So I just feel like with all that talent they have over there on defense, because I think for him to take this job, it had to work out. Like, okay, I want a quarterback, and I need some defense. Yeah. Probably the best quarterback he had other than Andrew Luck.
Good roster.
The defense is crazy, talent-wise. Yeah. So I just feel like he is the best fit for him. But he got to win. If he don't win, they're not going to just let Justin Herbert go.
Yeah, you're right. The money has not come out yet. But when it does come out, I'm assuming it's probably going to be around probably $100 million at best. I ain't got $100 million circled, but I do got 230 M's, and that's what the quarterback making. We know he ain't getting that. as a head coach. So for me, all the pressure is on Herbert. Herbert, we have to see you grow. We seen Baker Mayfield go over here to Tampa Bay Buccaneers with a young offensive coordinator, look better, right? We seen the same offensive coordinator just got hired by the Panthers, take Geno Smith 1 year. Geno Smith got paid. Look better.
That's a good point.
Justin Herbert, you got to look better. This is all on you. You have a coach that everybody ain't blaming it on him no more because what he has done in the National Football League, what he has done in college, nobody's blaming him. All the pressure's on Justin Herbert. When we get in these 2-minute drives now, you got to win the dang game. You know what I mean? It ain't going to be on Harbaugh no more like it was on Brandon Staley. It ain't going to be on the defense no more. It's going to be on you, Justin Herbert, because year after year after year is something else. So all the pressure's on Justin Herbert. You ain't making $4 million like Baker Mayfield. You're making $230 million, right? Your coach ain't even going to sniff that. So all the pressure's on you for him to deliver in big-time moments, and I just want to see the growth of him. I'm not saying you're going to win 13 games. I don't know what you're going to win, but you should look like a different player under Harbaugh. Why? Because all the other ones have, and you might be the best one.
Yeah, it's got to be Justin Herbert, but also because Harbaugh had options. He could go anywhere he wants to go. Yeah. You're coming off a national championship game. You already have the resume. You're the name that's out there. This is a Sean Payton, Russell Wilson situation. And I'm not saying that Russell Wilson is Justin Herbert, so please relax. It's the situation where they're going to pick the coach over the quarterback if it comes down to it. Now, I don't think that it's going to get as testy as it got in Denver between Herbert and Harbaugh, but who knows? What we do know is Harbaugh coming with that resume. I've got the evidence that I not only know what I'm talking about, I've done this here, I've done it here, I've done it here, and I just did it again. I am the one coming off of a championship. I mean, you mentioned Baker Mayfield. We could go down the line. There's a lot of teams that we were very critical of this year that went a lot farther than the Chargers. The Eagles struggled all year long. They were in the postseason.
Still struggling.
Rookie, C.J. Stroud, rookie head coach, they were in the postseason. Yep. So there's a lot of places that we can point and say you are not achieving at the level that these other players are, and they're not making the money that you are making. Yep. So he's been paid. We see the talent that he has, but Harbaugh has the resume, and he had the option. So he chose to come here. So he's automatically in the driver's seat. I do think that it is worth considering what Justin Herbert has had to deal with the changes. Like, he has no control over that. That is something I talk about organizations all the time. You're going through coach after coach after coach. You're trying to get it right, trying to develop him. That's hard to do. So that has nothing to do with him. But now you've got a real coach who's done it before with talent that we all consider to be lower than you. You don't have any more excuses.
That's why I love this, because finally, we don't have to wonder anymore. Yeah. I've been saying for years, I don't think Herbert's like that. People been coming at me left and right. James rolled his eyes when I get it. But the reason I have said it is because Herbert did not go to the worst situation in his draft class, yet he's won the least. Yeah. Tua went to a worse situation than Herbert. Joe Burrow went to a significantly worse situation than Herbert. But Tua, his team's gone to the playoffs twice. Herbert once. Joe Burrow's gone to a Super Bowl. Burrow ain't won a playoff game. Jalen Hurts in that draft class was a backup. Went to turmoil. He was behind Carson Wentz, I believe it was. He wasn't even a starter. He was a Wildcat quarterback. He takes over as a starter. I think he goes 9-7, goes to the playoffs, loses, goes to a Super Bowl. Then this year again goes to the playoffs. So what you doing, Herbert? You didn't go to the worst situation in the world. True. Tua done seen some coaches. Zach Taylor hadn't won no games before Joe Burrow got there. Right. Zach Taylor's going to his second year as a head coach. Here comes Joe Burrow with a coach who don't know nothing about nothing, and they go to the Super Bowl in their third year, Joe Burrow's second year. So when I'm looking at Herbert, no more excuses, and they search all over to find an excuse for Herbert. If there is an excuse within the stratosphere, somebody will find one. But finally, ain't no more.
So we talking about pressure, right? Yeah. And my thing is, what you think is harder to find? A really, really good coach or a really, really talented quarterback?
Really talented quarterback.
Quarterback.
Right. So if you're asking for the pressure, if it's up and down for Herbert, right, and he don't win or he don't, they're not going to get rid of him. It's hard to find him. It's hard to find him. This dude is teams that go get first overall picks, like Baker Mayfield, and in 6 years, he's on 4 teams. Where Harbaugh, I mean, if it don't work out, right, we got to get a new coach. Got to keep finding it.
I got one for you, though, 2-5.
Come on.
I got one for you.
Come on with it.
What Harbaugh has proven, though, is he's proven he can win with less. Yeah. That's why I agree with Joy. I agree with James. I think they would move on from Herbert. Obviously, we're forecasting. But let's think about it for a second.
It sounds crazy.
What you think about it. Think about it.
Let me think.
Who in the world was Colin Kaepernick? Who? He was a runner. But what's Harbaugh do? Harbaugh makes sure his team has an elite defense.
Right.
So then you don't need a quarterback to pass for 5,000 yards. Harbaugh wanted Alex Smith. Alex Smith was a bust Bad. But at the point in which you have Patrick Willis, Navarro Bowman, Golston, Justin Smith, T. Boog, number 55, Brooks.
Ahmad Brooks.
Ahmad Brooks.
Two from the
Alden Smith. Like, at the point in which you have...
Smith. Justin Smith.
Justin, all of them.
Hitler was his name?
Yeah. At the point in which you had all of that defensively, you didn't need a bona fide dude at quarterback. I do not think highly of J.J. McCarthy. I am on the record saying it now. He'll likely go in the first round. I don't think that highly of him. That's projected to. But Michigan won a national championship. So the reason I say Harbaugh would win this standoff, and not that we're not projecting that, but I would say it if that's the case, Harbaugh can win with less. He can win with less.
It's just about, like, players, not even players, quarterbacks, because quarterbacks ain't players. Quarterbacks and coaches are two different people.
No doubt.
Two different people, right? Unless you Bill Belichick or unless you Andy Reid, you're going to get moved. You're going to get moved, right? If the Bills don't, if they continue to do this thing they're doing right now, you think it's going to be Josh Allen or you think it's Sean McDermott? You know what I'm saying? Sean McDermott's a really good coach.
What about levels, though?
Accomplished what?
Okay.
Because I think Harbaugh's a top 10 coach of the game of football all time. Herbert, we still trying to figure out where he falls even right now. Is he a top 5 quarterback? Harbaugh, Shady, let me give like this.
I love Harbaugh.
Only 5 coaches in the history of football have been to a Super Bowl and won a national championship. 5 of them. Names like Jimmy Johnson. Names like Pete Carroll. Names like Barry Switzer. And names like Jim Harbaugh. Okay. So we know Harbaugh's one of them once.
Right.
Now, he's not a guy. He's the guy. Herbert is...
I think he's a really good coach, right? Even when he was in the NFL, I thought he was a really good coach, right? All the stuff that Frank Gore told me about him, I love everything about him. It's the type of coach you want to play for. All I'm saying is...
Talk to me.
He's not more valuable than a $230 million quarterback. It's plain and simple. So when you talking about pressure, it's got to be more pressure on him because if he don't deliver... They're not going to get rid of Herbert. They're going to make an excuse, find a way, because he's that good of a quarterback, that much talent. He's still young, and he got that paper. You're not going to mess around with that. There's so many times where all these first-round bust quarterbacks is because there's a team that's looking for that quarterback to take them to the next stage, the next level. That's why they get all these busts. That's why they're reaching. Quarterback don't be that good in college. We need one bad. Let's go get him. Hopefully he'll be that guy. No. So my thing is, I get it. Harbaugh's an excellent coach from college to the pros. But when you got a quarterback that's a franchise guy like Herbert, you're not going to play around with that.
Yeah, but that's why I think all the pressure on Herbert, man. You 230 M's, and you 4th in the division behind Aiden O'Connell, Patrick Mahomes, obviously, and Russell Wilson and Stidham.
Right.
And we talking about you like you are like that, man. Like,
and we going to keep talking about like he's like
100%,
that.
100%. But if you don't win with this dude, that all he does is win, with quarterbacks that are running quarterbacks, with quarterbacks that people say are bust at the quarterback spot,
a lot of them.
And he's winning with them, you ain't going to point at Harbaugh.
Why not?
Because he has proven to win with everybody else.
I just want to, let me get this straight, right? Let me get my posture straight.
Get it straight.
So y'all two, I don't know if you added
where I'm at.
All 3 of y'all, are y'all telling me that if they don't win, they're going to keep Harbaugh. They'll keep Harbaugh, right, as the coach.
Yeah.
And then they're going to let Justin Herbert go?
Is that what I didn't say that.
Just let me know what we talking about.
I'm saying he's going to get all the blame, not Harbaugh. I'm not saying that they're going to trade him, get rid of him. He's getting all the blame if they lose. If they go 6-11 or whatever, he's getting all the blame. Brandon Staley just got all the blame, and his bags is packed. Harbaugh's bags are not going to be packed, and he's going to be getting all the blame.
So why is he getting all the pressure that if one guy don't deliver, he's going to get his bags packed and he's going to roll, right?
I mean,
Brandon Staley, not him.
Joy, chime in on this.
Harbaugh hadn't even gotten to California yet. We were already firing him.
No, I'm not firing. I'm saying he's not going to get
I think this is a years down the road conversation. Like, Herbert's already been paid. So regardless of what happens here and Harbaugh coming in, Harbaugh's going to get paid a lot too. This runway is going to be very long for the Chargers.
You think?
I think to help us out, though.
This is where I disagree.
Can you play scenario for a second?
I think like if the Chargers do not make major strides in 2 years, Harbaugh ain't going. 2 years.
You think Justin Herbert's going to go?
Not next year, but at the end of the...
It did go weird, though. It did go weird, though.
Justin Herbert would have to actually look like he's falling apart. It would have to be like a Carson Wentz type of situation.
But here's why I say this. 2 years from now, Justin Herbert would be going on year 6. If he ain't won nothing by year 6, and Harbaugh, who we know wins with everybody, can't win with Herbert, then it's not Harbaugh's fault.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Harbaugh's proven he can win with Alex Smith. He's proven he can win with Colin Kaepernick. So if he can't win with Herbert, it's not on Harbaugh.
Can I bring us all together for one point?
I don't want to be together.
They gonna win.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'm like, I agree, but like, how could they not win?
I ain't saying they taking the division or whatnot, but they are going to
They're
win.
gonna be in the
They are
playoffs.
going
Like,
to
The
win.
pressure on Harbaugh. If Harbaugh don't win,
That's fine.
Right, it's
That's
gonna
fine.
be issues for him.
Pressure on both, but they gonna win because that's all he has shown us.
He gonna win, but the question.
You're on the opposite side of us.
subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.